Hello everyone and welcome to this short practice. My name is Sarah, my pronouns are she, her, and we're going to do a little bit of a practice using a chair as a prop. And we're not going to sit in it, we're going to use the back of the chair as a prop. So grab your chair, and while you're at it, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and when you subscribe you'll get lots of other videos coming directly to you about different yoga movements specifically for people with bigger bodies. So welcome, glad you're here. So once you grab your chair, we'll stand maybe 2-ish feet away from the chair. It doesn't have to be precise. We can stand in our mountain pose, which is when we're engaging our butt, we're engaging our core, our hands are down by our sides, and we take a breath. Maybe taking another breath, checking in with yourself. How do you feel in this moment? Maybe we want to raise our hands up towards the sky. And then we can hinge forward, bring our hands down to the chair. Maybe thinking about our elbows. What are our elbows doing? Are they bent down beside your body? Maybe you want to bring your chin towards your hands if that works for you. If not, if you're higher up, that's totally fine too. We'll take a breath here. And then we'll come up. We can do that again, bringing those hands up. Take a breath, exhale as we come down, bring our hands to the chair. You might notice that your belly hits your legs. You can make your feet wider. And then coming up, we'll do that one more time. Raising our hands up, bringing them down to the back of the chair. Breathing, noticing how this feels in your back. And then we'll come up. Maybe this time when we do it, you want to come into a little bit of a down dog variation. So we can step our feet back. So we're going to bring our hands to the same place. We'll raise our hands up. As we exhale, we hinge forward, bring our hands down. And maybe we want to think about either staying up a little more upright or keep monitoring sort of how your back is feeling as you take a step back. And then lower down. So now our butt and hips are a little bit more back. We can even take another step even further back so our arms are almost straight and look through our arms. Breathe here. Notice how this feels in the shoulders, in the back, and in the back line of your legs. And then we can slowly take those steps back in and come back up to standing. We'll do that one more time. I'm going to straighten this out. But we'll try that again and really notice what's going on in your body when you do that. So we can raise our arms up, folding forward, holding here. And again, maybe we want to come up a little bit when we step back. You choose how far back you go, thinking about your butt and your hips coming up and back, looking through your arms. And make sure you breathe. And then we can take those steps back in and come up. That's a really good stretch that you could do in your kitchen. If you have space with your counter, that could feel really good. We'll come to stand again. This time, let's find that strong standing stance. Raise our hands up. Maybe we want to come into a little bit of a back bend. So we could take our hands, bring them behind our head. Take a breath here. Then lower them down. We'll do that again. Raise them up. Back bend. Now let's come into that fold again like we did before. So we're hinging forward. My legs are a little bit together, so I'm going to make them wider. And I'm going to bring those elbows down, looking down. Maybe you want to take your hands and bring them down to the seat part of the chair. That might lower you down a little bit. You can look through those arms. And then we're going to come up halfway. So imagine your back is flat and you're looking forward. So we're not actually flat. We're on like a little bit of an angle, maybe like 45 degrees almost. But we're imagining we're a lot more flat. Before we were looking down. Now we're looking out in front. And breathe. And now we're going to come down again. On your next exhale, we're going to lower down again for that forward fold. So inhale. And then exhale, coming down, either bringing your elbows down or bringing your hands down towards the seat and then looking down towards the ground. Taking a breath here. And then maybe from here, we want to slowly come up. You can bring one foot towards the center of the mat and bring one other foot back. So now we have one foot in front of the other one. The distance doesn't matter. It can be small, it could be large, it could be somewhere in the middle. Our feet can be in line with one another, but often when our feet are in line with one another, it makes balancing harder. So we have the option of bringing it out to the side a little bit, and that's going to make us more stable. So you decide what works for you. From here, maybe we want to bend into that front knee. See how that feels. Option to keep this leg in the back, keep it straight. Or option to keep the heels on the ground or not. So it might feel good to keep the heels on the ground for some people and not for other people. So you do what's best for you. And then maybe we want to fold down here as we bend into that front knee. Maybe we want to hinge at the hips and bring our hands down, our forearms down to the chair. We can breathe here. Maybe if you wanted to, you could bend that back knee down towards the ground. You definitely don't have to, but it's an option. You could also think about really leaning into that front leg as well. And then we will come up, we'll switch, we'll do it again on the other side. So we'll bring that leg back. And again, we have that option for the narrow stance or the wider stance. And again, we have the option of having that back foot flat. We have the option of being on our toes. We have the option of bending the knee, the back knee. Whatever we're doing with the back leg, we're going to bend into that front leg. We're going to hinge at our hips, bringing our forearms down to the chair, leaning into that front leg. Breathing here, noticing how this feels for you. Option to do that bend. And then we'll slowly come out of that. We can shake that out. Maybe you want to grab a drink. Maybe you're getting a little warm. Just take a second to notice what's going on in your body. I'm definitely warm. The space that I'm in is a little warm. So maybe noticing the temperature of where you are and how that's affecting you as you move. We'll come back to the chair again. This time we're going to use our foot. Depending on what you have, if you have the seat of the chair, or if you have, this chair has like a little lower bar on the back of it, you can use that as well. We're going to put the top of our toes on it, and not the top of our toes, the top of our foot. So like where the ball of your foot is, just below that. So not exactly the middle, a little bit more up. And we can slowly think about pushing our heel down towards the ground. When you do this, what happens in your calf? Are you feeling a stretch? Breathe. We're going to let that go. We're going to do one more thing with that same foot. So now we're standing to the side, facing away from the chair. And we're going to take that same foot, put it up where you had it before, thinking about that heel coming down, and now we're facing away from it. Noticing if it feels the same or it feels different with our hip in a different spot. Maybe we want to take that hand, bring it down the leg, so the same hand as leg that's on the chair, and raise the opposite one up. We'll take a breath. And then we can lower that down. We can shake it out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. You don't have to move your chair, you can just turn around. I'm moving it so you can still see me. And again, we'll bring that foot up onto the chair, thinking about lowering our heel down. Seeing how that feels. For me, this is a very intense stretch. So maybe it is for you too, or maybe your body feels a little different. We all respond differently to things. Taking a breath here, and then we're going to do that option where we turn out. So we're not facing the chair anymore, we're facing in front. We can bring that same leg to the side of the chair. Notice, does anything feel different in your hip when you do this? And then we have that option of taking that hand down one leg, raising the other one up, taking a breath, looking up, and then bringing it down and shaking things out. So, how did that feel? Did it feel good in your body? Did you enjoy using a chair as a prop? There's lots of things you could do. You can put your leg on top of the seat of the chair and lean into it. You know, always bring your hands to the seat of the chair. So just know that there's lots of other ways to practice with a chair rather than just sitting in it. Sitting in it is awesome, but if that's not for you, there's lots of different ways you can use the chair. So think about, you know, what did you enjoy out of this practice? What are your takeaways? Maybe you can do something again in the next one. And I hope to practice again with you soon. Thank you.